Welcome to Narayan PU College online classes. So in my last video, we shall discuss about the circumstances or modes of dissolution. In that topic, we have to discuss 5 circumstances or 5 modes. So, dissolution by agreement, dissolution by court, dissolution by notice, dissolution by certain contingencies. So, each and everything we have to discuss. So, under the dissolution by court, we have subdivision of 6 points. Out of this, any one reason is sufficient to close the business. But in this video, we are all discussing about the dissolution accounts. The topic is dissolution. Dissolution accounts. Why the dissolution accounts will be prepared? What is the essence to prepare dissolution accounts? Dissolution accounts may prepare by following some steps. So here we have to mention that dissolution accounts may involve dissolution accounts may involve 2 steps. 2 steps, namely dissolution of accounts may involve 2 steps, namely. So, by following these steps only, it is essential, it is possible to dissolve the company, to dissolve the accounts. First, we have to find out the accounts, later we have to dissolve the partnership form. Which are those steps? Step number 1. Step 1. Step 1, realization of assets, realization of assets and payments of liabilities. Realization of assets and payments of liabilities. Here the concept is that realization. Realization is nothing but sold, revalued. We won't make the value. Directly we have to put it into the selling. So here in the admission retirement we are revalued and the same assets we have kept into the business for running the business activities. Here the concept is dissolution is nothing but closing. For the purpose of closing the business, we have to sell all the properties which business will have. What type of asset? Whether the business will have current assets, whether the business will have fixed assets, whether the business will have tangible assets, or the business will have intangible assets. Whatever it may be, whatever they have, that all the assets they are going to realize are sold, and it is compulsory to make the payment of liabilities. So without payment, the Companies Act will say that the company will not be closed. Still up to that. So how we have to get a certificate of incorporation? Like that only we have to receive certificate of winding up. Before receiving this certificate, it is compulsory that company must and should has to pay the tax. If we want to reduce the tax burden means we have to receive the certificate of dissolution. Who will give this certificate? The registrar of the company will give the certificate and he has to mention in their register this company has been stopped, closed. Like that he has to mention and he has to give a document. When they give the document, we have to make the payment of all our liabilities. So here the business will have assets and liabilities. assets means the properties of the business, liabilities is nothing but debts of the business. When we sold our properties means we have to pay our debts, we have to pay our loans. So the first step it will say is that step number 1, realization of all assets. So not only the assets, here all assets which the business will have, and we have to payment all the liabilities, whether it may be long-term liability or it may be a current liability. It is compulsorily we have to make a payment. And second step number 2, settlement of step 2. Step 2, settlement. Settlement of partners' capital accounts. Settlement of partners' capital accounts or partners' accounts. Once we have to make a payment to the outsiders means after the settlement of the outsiders payment, the company has to settle the payments of partners also. What the remaining balance will have that in business, that balance they have to transfer to the all the partners as a settlement. Whether the settlement, while doing the settlement, whether the partners will get more than their investment or less than their investment, whatever may be the second, whatever they have incurred, so they have to repay, they have to settle the accounts also. Here also the following accounts to be maintained. Here the following accounts to be maintained at the time of dissolution of partnership firm. Dissolution of partnership firm. So whenever we follow these 2 steps, no, during that time it is possible to make a settlement. How to settlement mean? So without preparation of account, we won't give the money for the X person, we won't give the money for the Y person, we won't give the money for the particular bank. Before paying, before making the settlement, we have prepared some accounts for the purpose of dissolution only. So here they say that the following accounts should be maintained when at the time of dissolution of partnership firm, at the time of finding about the company, it is possible, essential to close the accounts. So here, what are the accounts they are maintained? One concept is like here. So here, point number 1, which account we are going to prepare? Realization. First account what we have to prepare means realization account. Number second is number 2, all partners capital. All partners capital accounts. And finally the third account is cash or bank account. Finally we have to prepare cash or bank account. So these are the 3 accounts we have to prepare at the time of dissolution of the company, at the time of dissolution of partnership business or partnership firm. Let us know about what is meant by realization account. So this is 2 marks topic. What is meant by realization account? The concept is realization account. So this is for 2 marks question. Realization account is an account. We will write like here. Realization account is an account. Realization account is an account which is prepared at the time of at the time of dissolution of partnership. Dissolution of partnership. Partnership form. Dissolution of partnership form to ascertain profits or loss, profit or losses of realization of assets, and payments of liabilities. Payments of liabilities. This account will be called as a realization account. So see, the simple they are saying that what is meant by realization account? In the examination they will ask a question like this: what is meant by realization account? Here the concept is realization account is an account. Actually this one is an account, it is not a statement. Realization account is an account which is prepared at the time of dissolution of partnership form. When this account is prepared means only at the time of dissolution. We won't prepare this realization account in case of admission of a partner. We won't prepare the realization account in case of retirement of a partner. We won't prepare realization account at the time of death of a partner. Here when we have to prepare means at the time of closing of company's account, at the time of dissolution of partnership firm. That firm only we have to dissolve. We decided to close the company, decided to close the firm. During that time only we have to prepare the partnership accounts. And why we are going to prepare means to ascertain the profits or loss on realization of assets. To know about the whether we have to get the profit or loss. When we have to get the profit and loss of realization of assets, selling of all our assets, including fixed assets and current assets, and payment of all liabilities, after settlement of all liabilities, whether we have to get any profit, any loss. To ascertain that one, we have to prepare realization account. Are you got it? So very simple. Realization account is an account which is prepared at the time of dissolution of partnership firm. To know why it is prepared means to know certain the profit or loss on realization of assets, payment of liabilities. For this purpose only we have to prepare a particular account. That account will be called as a realization account. So two marks question, very important for you people. We will ask like this. So here why the realization account is prepared means to close the accounts of the various assets and various liabilities appears in the books of the firm. The company will have so many kind of assets. When come to the assets means in the name of asset, fixed assets will be there, current assets will be there. In the fixed asset, tangible assets will be there, intangible assets will be there. So which are the tangible assets? Land, we can see, we can touch, so it is a tangible. Buildings, we can see, we can analyze, we can touch, it is also a tangible asset. Furniture, tangible assets. And which are the intangible assets? Goodwill, brand name, these are all the intangible assets. We can't see, we can't touch, just we have to feel, we have to analyze. So these are the assets will be there. So in the realization account, why we are going to prepare means to know the various assets which are available in the books of the company. Company will have which types of assets, what are the assets the company will have. For the analysis of everything, we have to prepare realization account. So another object is to find out the profit or loss on assets and payment of liabilities. The main purpose or main reason is to find out this one, profit or loss on selling of the asset and payment of the liabilities. We have to prepare realization account. This is the concept. The main account is this one. So realization account. Let's come to the second account, partners capital account. Partners capital account. Why the partners capital account is prepared in case of the dissolution of the partnership firm? The same partners capital account also we have to prepare in previous chapters. In the admission also we have to prepare. Why means to know the new partners or to know the capital status in the next academic year, financial year. In the retirement also we have to prepare partners capital account. What is essence? To know about the after retiring, what is the capital status of the business. In case of death of a partner also we have to prepare deceased partner capital account. Why we have to prepare? To know the balance paid to the executors. Here also we have to prepare the partners capital account. Once the realization account is completed, realization account is prepared, so we have to prepare partners capital account. Why means to know the claims or payments or dues, to know the payments, claims or dues to the firm, and vice versa. To know the claims, payments, dues to the firm and vice versa. Or sometimes the partners has to pay to the company, sometimes the firm has paid to the partners. So for their settlement accounts, for their payments purpose, for their settlement purpose, we have to prepare the partners capital account. Before preparing this one, it is not possible to prepare partners capital account. After preparation of partners capital account, that is not sufficient. We have to prepare one more account, that is cash or bank account. Bank account. Why this account has been prepared means finally we have to prepare cash or bank account. So why means to show the settlement of partners. Why this account is prepared means to show the settlements of partners, settlement of partners, claims as within cash or resulting in closure of the firm, resulting in closure of the firm, cash transaction. To show the settlement of partners' claims as well in cash transaction or resulting in closure of the firm. Finally, we have to prepare cash account. What is the reason to make a settlement, to make a payment, whether we have to pay in cash form, whether we have to pay it through bank or we have having it through the financial manner. So, but finally we want to close the accounts. If the cash account will get the balance means definitely we will make the payment of the partners capital account only. So here each and every account will have a relationship with the another account. Realization account will give a link to the opening of the partners capital account. Partners capital account will give a link to the settlement of the cash or bank account. Without realization account, it is not possible to prepare cash or bank account. Without realization account, it is not possible to prepare partners capital account. Without partners capital account, there is not a meaning of the realization account. Without partners capital account, not possible to prepare a cash account. Without this cash or bank account, these two accounts will became a meaningless or valueless. If we have to prepare the bank cash or bank account, then only these two accounts will have a particular value. Before that or without that values, it is not possible to complete the account. So these are the three major important accounts which we have to discuss in this chapter. So before discussing this chapter, we have to know about the performance of the particular account. What are the transactions will come under this realization account? What are the transactions will come under the partners capital account? But also what are the transactions will come to the cash or bank account? That we have to analyze. If we understood the pro forma in a clear manner, then only we have to possible to understand the entire concept of this account. Here pro forma is very important in this chapter. So next we have to draw the format or pro forma of the realization account. So it's very important for you people. So here itself the realization account only having 8 marks in the examination. Remaining partners capital account will carry only 2 marks. Cash or bank account will carry only 2 marks. Totally the entire marks will be depending upon this account only. If this account will not get an exact balance, means you are losing your marks. So be concentrate here. You have to fulfill the conditions. You have to thorough about the information what they are given. So debit and credit you have to write compulsorily. So heading is particulars rupees. Columns you have to fulfill. Particulars amount. So the name of account is realization. So realization account, you have to write the heading. So later on we have to discuss everything. So here we follow some steps while preparing the realization account. So in the step number 1 always comes to the debit side. We have to write 2. Step 1 I will write like this. Step 1 you should write in the same manner in your classwork also. Step 1 2 realizable assets at book value. I will write into months here instead of amount. I will write here to realizable assets as book value. Here the book value is the value which is available in our book. Yes. What the values they are given in the balance sheet, as it is same values we have to record it here, except cash. Understood this one? Except cash or bank. Remaining all assets we should record it here in the inner column or in the amount column as per the criteria of balance sheet. Whatever the asset, land and building, machinery, furniture. So remaining transfer furniture they are given, patents they are given, goodwill, whatever they are given we should consider here. Tangible and intangible asset, whatever given in the balance sheet, all the assets we should write here only, except cash or bank. When it comes to the matter of debtors, if debtors given in the inner column of the balance sheet means, so inner column value we have to consider here. Any provisions, any bad doubtful that they were given means we should write here. So directly we have to write. So all the assets here. This is step number 1. Step number 2 always in right hand side. Step 2. Step 2 by realizable liabilities. By realizable liabilities, in that PBB or PDD is given, that also will be wrote here only. Market, in the market, sold, eligible to sell the assets which will have, that we have to wrote here, and the company has to make the payments to outsiders, that will be considered the liability. We should write here step number 1 and step number 2. In the step number 3, it will comes on the right hand side. Step 3, by cash or bank account. We will write the heading by cash or bank account. In that we have to write assets realized. Assets realized. What the assets we have, that we wrote here, and what is the price we have to get while selling the asset, that we have to wrote in the credit side of the realization account under step number 3. Step 4, again we come to the left hand side. 2, cash or bank account. Underline this one. So under this, what we have to get? Payment of liabilities. Payment of liabilities. Payment of liabilities. Here what we have to identify the liabilities. In that, whether they are a discount list, we will deduct the discount. If they won't give any discount list, we will pay in the book value of the liabilities also. This is step number 4. Let's come to the step 5. It is come to the right hand side. Step 5. By partner, we will write the heading by partners capital account. So what another transaction here came here is assets taken over. Assets taken over. If any partner before selling any assets has taken over by partner, means that amount we have to write in the step number 5. This amount will transfer to the partner's capital account. Let's come to the step 6. To partner's capital account. Capital account. So here also we will write partner's capital account. If liability is taken over, TO, I will write TO as a short form. You should write taken over. If any liabilities has been taken over by the partner, we should write in the step number 6 in the debit side of the realization amount. If nothing will be there, means this step is not essential. If no assets will take over, means this step is not essential. If any assets taken over, means this step will come. If liabilities taken over, means this step will come. If both assets and liabilities will not taken, it is settled, it is realized, we will write here only. No need to write here. We have to move to the next step. Next, come to the step 7. Step 7. We will write to cash or bank account. In bracket we have to write dissolution expenses. If the company has paid dissolution expenses, means we will write here. Suppose instead of company, the partner will pay the expenses, means instead of cash or bank, we will write to partner's capital account dissolution expenses. Again, this value will be credited to the partner's capital account. If dissolution expenses paid by the company, means we will write here in the debit side of the partner's realization account. Again, we have to put in the cash or bank account. And finally, after transferring the 7 steps, if it is essential, if it is there in the question means, after transferring this, finally we will get one value, that is profit or loss. If profit means step 8. We will write to partners capital account. In bracket we have to mention that profit. Should write here. Suppose the company will incur losses, we will Step 9. If step 8 is not there, means we will get step 9. If step 9 is there, has came, means we won't get step number 8. That we have to keep in your mind. Step 8, we will write by partners capital account. In bracket, we have to mention loss. Finally, we have to close the realization account by writing the equal balance to the side. It is not possible only credit side only we have to get the highest value than the debit side. In this chapter, sometimes we will get the debit balance is the highest value, sometimes we will get credit balance is the highest value. So whatever the values we have to get, then everything we have to transfer here. This is step while preparing the realization account. And next account is a partners capital account. Partners capital account. So I will draw the accounts only for single partner. In the examination, they will ask the partners means 3 partners means we have to prepare for 3 partners combined capital account. If they will ask 2 partners means we have to prepare 2 partners combined capital account. For the purpose of this format, I will draw the colors only for one partner. The same heading will there, the amounts column will get more. So partners capital account, we will fulfill the conditions. Debit and credit we have to wrote. Particulars, amount, particulars, amount. In the partners capital account, the step number 1 always by balance brought down. We will write it by balance brought down. This is step number 1. And also, if any reserves or undistributed profit and losses will be there in the balance sheet, we should write here by reserve fund. I will write short form as a RF. We should write in the classwork as a reserve fund. Next, by realization account. Any in bracket, any liability taken over that we have to write particular partner. If A has taken over this, we will write down for A capital account. If B has taken over liability means B's capital account. If C has taken over liability means we will transfer to C's capital account. So that we have to write. And finally, again we have to write by realization account. So in bracket we have to mention profit. In the previous account we will get any profit means we will write here. So the reserve fund or general reserve is given in the examination. Whatever they are given, we have to transfer here. By opening balance, reserve fund, realization account, that is liabilities. Any liabilities has taken over, we will note in the step number 6. That value we have to transfer here. So any profit or realization will be there. We have to note in the step number 8. If it is there, we will write here. If it is not there, no need to write this one. If it is not there, no need to write this one. These are the transactions which come to the credit side. And debit side, which are the transactions we have to get made by profit and loss account, or any losses they are given, we have to write here. Directly we have to write to realization account. In bracket we have to mention assets taken over. So what assets we have to take over, we have to identify under step number 5. If it is there, we will transfer to this amount. If it is not there, we will transfer here. And finally, again we have to realization account. In bracket mention that loss. Any loss will be incurred if we have to get under step number 9. That value we have to write here. And finally, we have to close the partners capital account. This is the second account we have to prepare at the time of dissolution of partnership. And finally, one account will be there that we have to prepare here: cash or bank. 1. So again we have to write the heading same debit and credit. Contents is particular amount. Here also content is particular amount. Particular amount. In this account, we follow some steps. Step number 1, always we should write in the debit side only. Why means in the cash or bank will be available in the previous balance sheet in our right hand side. So then for the sake of the next account, we have to transfer under left hand side, that is credit side. In the question balance sheet, they are given cash. We will write the heading cash account. Cash at bank, they are given. We will write bank account. Okay. So first we have to write to balance brought down. This balance will be available in our previous balance sheet. Instead of this, here we have to write to realization account. Here the heading 1 we have to write assets realized. These values assets realized. So these values already we have to make a total on the step number 3 of the realization account. Same value we have to transfer to the cash account debit side. What the value we have to put in the credit side of realization account, the same value we have to transfer to the debit side of the cash or bank account. These two transactions only we have to get. And in case of the credit side, we have to get again by realization account. By realization account, we have to write into marks. What is this means? Liabilities paid. What the liabilities we have to pay under step number 4, the payments will be wrote in the cash account also, because these two transactions will came into the adjustment. The adjustment value we have to write it twice, then only we will get the balance. Have you got it? Next, instead of that, we have to write by realization account again. In bracket we have to mention dissolution expenses. What we have to write under step number 7, cash or bank account dissolution expenses is compulsory they are given. Without these expenses, the auditor or the registrar of the company will not close our account. We have to pay minimum charges. So rupees what they are given, that we have to write here. And finally we have to go by partners capital account. If any balance carried on will be there in this account, means profit after transferring the profit or losses. So here we will get balance carried on. What the balance we have to get, that we transfer to that account. Directly we have to write here. Balance carried on we have to write to that side. So in bracket we have to mention capitals. So finally we have to close the accounts. We will get the equal balance in cash account. So in the credit side we will have the payment, and the debit side we will have the asset. So while selling the properties and closing the making the payment will be balanced without any changes. Then our accounts will be a right manner. So this is the exact format of the dissolution of companies account, that is partner realization account, partners capital account, as well as cash or bank account. So in the next class we have to discuss one more theory concept will be there. Later on we have to move to the problematic manner. I think you people have been understood this one. So thank you everyone.